Yo, 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 this is Kingearner coming to y'all live and direct. Finally, back into my comfort zone. I wanted to really give everybody the understanding that what I do here, because some may come to the channel and they say, well, what's really going on? What's the purpose of all of this? Why is Kingearner speaking on so many different individuals that were in the streets that committed crimes that folded, that end up telling on their friends or telling on people that they was in business with? It's me giving the youth the understanding that they can invoke their Fifth Amendment right at any given time. The problem is we're so, taught not to do so. We're so taught that we don't have rights, that we just don't use them anymore. And my thing is this, and I'm pretty sure the rats that's watching this, the dudes that that's watching it every day that I didn't even know that was watching it. I get so many supporters, I get fans, I get a lot of people that just got something to say. You guys are kind of like the worst kind. The reason why I say you guys are the worst kind is because there is no honor in you not understanding what I'm bringing. People say they want to know what's the reason for this. White Boy Rick is an example of why this is important, but not just that. Google it if you want to, man. Not too long ago, Hawk from Black and Nobel, he was actually sitting down with CNN and they had some things going on, and one of the guys wore my shirt, and I instantly started looking up things about informants with CNN. And they was the first to, like, not too long ago, cover a story that was kind of like put under the back burner, whereas though individuals were getting, what I would say, arrested. Younger individuals were getting arrested, and when they were getting arrested, without their parents' consent or nothing, they would make them become informants. Like, listen, you got to go do this, or we're going to lock you up. We're going to tell your mother. We're going to do this. All this they was doing, they was creating informants. And they would have them kids going back to weed spots and running down the weed spot, and it's just crazy. So my mindset was like, wow, I never knew this. So being as though I worked for the school system, I was going around and I was speaking to a lot of individuals, and I was wanting to know from them, yo, has this ever happened? A lot of them was like, they do that to us sometime when they know we always in the wrong, or they'll make an individual point out somewhere just to get warrants and things of this nature. It blew my mind. The reason why it blew my mind, because my son was a victim of it. And being as though I was in jail all my life, there was a little distance between me and him. And I never knew about what happened. No one never told me. So when I found out, I was furious. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually speak on this. And my goal was to grab the highest of the market of drug dealers. Pick the biggest drug kingpins. Pick the individuals that basically is known. Not individuals that's local, like not people that I know offhand. Not too long ago I mentioned somebody, and the person wanted to know or ask people, why did he say that about me? The thing is, sometimes I conversate, and when I conversate, I don't owe nobody no explanations of how I conversate. And being as though I got subscribers and people who want to hear things to get knowledge, I talk to them so they get some understanding. This platform won't be used for people that's on a local level that has never, ever touched a TV screen, that has never, ever been a huge, big-time music artist. The reason why is because you guys don't mean no never mind to the children. They don't know you. Only your children know you. You never, even though I know some of you guys, y'all want to look at yourselves like, I made it and I touched a lot of money and I've been in the feds, I've done time. Well, I'm sorry, Don Diva wasn't calling you up. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. And I understand. But you got to get over it. You got to get past it. Because Kingearner doesn't want people to be offended. I want people to be understanding what I'm saying and what I mean. I want the rats to be able to sit down and be like, damn, you know what? I won't have a problem with coming forth and speaking on it. Instead of you guys giving it to us interviewers, guys like Vlad TV, and academics and my brother, the King of New Jersey, I feel as though that you should give it yourself. You should find someone that's speaking to the youth and actually pull them to the side and say, you know what, brother, I don't wish to be antagonized by you. Can you please use the word recycle crime? That's what Kingearner uses. He doesn't call us rats anymore. He calls it recycle crime because it's more appropriate. Even though you guys will never, ever, ever not be rats, but for the sake of the children, we're going to give it another name, and what we're going to do is allow you guys to come forth and tell your story. And the same way you sit on a Vlad television interview, or you sit on an academics interview, or you sit on a Kingearner Honor Your Life campaign interview, you'll sit down with me, and we'll go in front of the children, and you'll tell them that same story that way. That way, we're not going to be all over the place. We're not going to have my platform be trifling and dirty and full of everyone having hatred mindsets. Because at the end of the day, the goal has to be set. You know, the goal has to be put in place. September the 17th, I have my Honor Your Life campaign group. I'm so ecstatic by it. It's going to be done in the morning time. Of course, I'm going to be in the morning, going to the school. I should remember the number, but I have to get the children together. I got my own pamphlets that I've made up. I had them last year, it was Hurt People, Hurt People. This year is going to be a different title, and the youngins are going to be able to, you know, be taught young, understanding their rights and understanding education is more important than anything, because for a black man, any minority, you know, a piece of paper means a lot, because it puts you in a position of no one can take that from you. And that's what I'm presenting. We're gonna do it big, man. We're gonna do it so big that the dudes that's in prison, you know, the OGs that's down, that's got a lot of time, that took their hits, man. Not just the Wayne Perrys and the Larry Hoovers and the Jeff Force, but other individuals, you know, are going to be happy because of these things that I'm going to be doing. I'm taking steps of going to the Supreme Court. Yes, I am. And when I go into the Supreme Court, I'm going in there with no recycle crime. That's what I'm going to say. We're not going to use the word rat with them. You have to understand that the lingo must change, youngins. Everybody. The lingo has to change if we want to get this thing in the right direction. If we want to make sure that it's not just about an Alpo, a Rich Porter, you know, an AZ, a Demencio. It's not really their story, their strength. Good brothers like Rich Porter, that's, you know, that was stand-up men. You know, brothers like Demencio, you know, Boy George. Dudes that got some honor in their veins, you know what I'm saying? But I want for them to understand that they will be used as examples also. The guys that got honor in their veins, they will be used as an example. And the example that we're going to be using is the fact that crime, no matter how stand-up you are, crime still isn't okay. You know, we got to start being truthful. I have to start being truthful. Some of the stories you hear me give and how I go into the, you know, being so into them is because at that time in my life, I lived that life, you know, except I honored lives also, though. You know, I never was a dude that was big on seeing people, you know, getting slaughtered in this world. I'm a dude, when I was in the streets, I loved money, but I also had no, you know, problem protecting that money. You feel what I'm saying? So you know, we got a lot we're gonna do. We got more than just one thing that we're doing. I'm going to different other platforms, and I'm allowing them to know that I would like to, you know, be a part of their platform. You know what I'm saying? None that we would know, but some that may be growing themselves. You know, 'cause that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a team of honor, a team of dudes that understand that the message has to get across clearly. But more than anything, that Fifth Amendment right is important. Some of us don't even get read our Miranda rights. And the reason why we don't get read our Miranda rights, because at the time, the police, they don't have a care in the world about that, because they're about to ask you a bunch of questions illegally. And I want people to understand that keeping your mouth shut is a right of yours. It's not something that everyone should be, you know, running around like it's cool. Just like it shouldn't be nobody waiting for like this big award for not telling. Of course you should understand that if you do crime that, you know, you're going to get caught. So when you get caught, it's not for you to be irresponsible and turn around and lock the people up that done a crime with you, man. You know what I mean? So I'm glad I was able to have this talk with y'all today. I feel better. I got my office space back, and I'm trying to have these days where my desk isn't so full with so many different teachers and, you know, people that want to hear me talk, but they don't actually want to, you know, put me in a position to talk. What I mean by that, I have a lot of people from across states that hit me that say they want to do business with me. And I say simply to this, the ones that don't have a big budget, I tell them just get my plane ride in my room and make sure that I eat, and you know, I'm going to speak. I'm going to speak. Bottom line, and I say make sure that I eat, meaning that it's just a gesture of honor. You know, not the fact like, oh, I'm hungry, man, I need some food. No, it's a gesture of honor when someone is doing something for free for you, you know? But to the ones that have that budget, that really care about them kids, you know what I'm saying? Get with me, man. Honor Your Life Campaign 720 at Gmail. I travel anywhere. I come anywhere. And you're going to get your money's worth from the children. And guess what? You're going to find out about the Honor Your Life campaign. Every check that I have gotten from anything, even when it wasn't a nonprofit organization, I made sure that that check went to those children. Of course, I have to live also. But for the most part, it'll be my food, my lunch, things of that nature, and whatever equipment that I need, I invest in things like that. So, you know, when the youth see me, it's they have proud faces because I give out abundantly. I just don't like putting it everywhere. Like last year, I mean, I don't know how many thousands of dollars me and Natural Nails PA gave to the children. You know, we gave a lot, you know, to the point where it exhausted me. I wound up getting to act and the understanding and going underneath the act of being, you know, stressful, but not being unhappy. Having that stress and just being an individual who is still happy, you know. You get a call from a child and you know you already took care of your children for the school year in reference to tokens and their transportation and things of that. And then you get a telephone call, and that telephone call may be, oh, gee, I need a TransPass. I got to get that. You know, so I got to keep money to the side specifically for that. You know what I mean? So everybody just keep tuned in. And like I said, recycled crime is something that we're going to be doing away with. And even if the government doesn't do away with it, what we're going to do is it's going to be so predominantly in the streets that our youth will understand what not to do. I can't really speak for the adults. I can tell you guys that it's not of honor. You know what I'm saying? It's not being responsible for you. You know, detectives and people like that, they will give you the understanding. They will say something to you like, you know, that you're being an a-hole because you're ruining your community. But you already understand that. That's why they had handcuffs on you. Now it's time for you to actually go to trial and the things, because a lot of times in this time, people don't be in wrong all the way. Dude might have some drugs on him, but never had a gun. Might got that gun planted on him. Or maybe it's somebody else's gun that threw it somewhere and the cops ran across it. And what ends up happening is you know, you get locked up and blamed for some stuff that you never done. And I've been a victim of that before. So tune in, follow me on Instagram at Kingearner1. Make sure you tune into my Facebook. You have to follow me because I'm sorry I have the 500 limit. And that's at Hodge Gel Livers. That's HODGE Gel Livers. I have another page called Earner Mitch, EARNER Mitch. Follow me on them Jones, man, and tune in. Kingearner live and direct.